Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Doucette Stadium in Tewksbury, Massachusetts for tonight's Merrimack Valley Conference football matchup featuring the Dracut Middies and the Tewksbury Redmen. Tonight is senior night at Doucette Stadium, and we like to honor the class of 2022. First, we'll start off with our senior cheerleaders. Up first, we have Captain Olivia Capello, accompanied by her parents Joe and Jackie Capello. Up next, we have Captain Julian Mantell, accompanied by Kristen Dillingham, Mark Mantell, and Sister Caitlin Martell. Up next, we have Captain Anne-Marie Sullivan, accompanied by Keith, Dania, and Johnny Sullivan. Up next, we have Trisha Woodford, accompanied by Amy Domenico and Mike Woodford. Up next, we have Bella Shilley, accompanied by Teresa and RJ Shilley. And last but not least, we have Ava Gilligan, accompanied by Dina, Dean, and Owen Gilligan. And now we'll start with our Redmond football players. First off, number 1, Nick Tracy, escorted by Mark and Kathleen Tracy. Up next, we have number 9, Captain Danny Fleming, escorted by Dan and Trish Fleming, along with his grandfather, Pat Mazzone. Up next, we have number 11, Aiden Truly, escorted by William and Karen Truly. Up next, we have number 14, Logan Off, escorted by Tori and Patrick Off. Up next, we have number 44, Isaiah Pena, escorted by Sophia Santiago. Up next, we have number 54, Evan Silva, escorted by John and Nina Silva. Up next, we have number 60, Captain Cole Kimptus, escorted by Robert and Leah Kimptus. Up next, we have number 67, Captain Nick Wilson, escorted by Mike and Lisa Wilson. Up next, we have number 68, Captain Aaron Conley, escorted by Diane and Jim Lavoie and Sean Connolly. Up next, we have number 73, Brett Graham, escorted by Teresa Barbarian. Up next, we have number 77, Captain Da Vinci Sidney, escorted by his mother, Charlene Georges, and his brother, James Sidney. And last but not least, we have number 78, Marco Liu, escorted by Elizabeth and Oddbo Liu. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get one more round of applause for our class of 2022 cheerleaders and football players. Now we ask that you please stand for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you and good luck to both teams.
Good afternoon and welcome to Doucette Stadium for some Merrimack Valley Conference high school football, as tonight we have the Dracut Middies visiting the Tewksbury Redmen. Thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV. My name is Andrew Del Piana. Alongside me is Bill Gilman. Bill, Friday night lights here between the Middies and the Redmen. The Redmen are on an absolute roll. They've had a 5-game winning streak, while on the other end, the Dracut Middies currently 0-5 on the season, looking for their first win. But the Redmen, we'll start with them red hot. They started the season with a loss to the Danvers Falcons right here on this very turf, but 5 straight wins for this ball club, just 1 win away from clinching that MVC2 league championship tonight.
Yeah, when we saw them on opening night, we saw definitely a lot of holes in the offense and defense, and there were some signs of concern. But boy, I'll tell you, they answered the questions right away. They made the adjustments they had to make, and they have been playing, not flawless, but they have been playing classic Tewksbury ball, playing well enough to win, and playing definitely up to the level of their competition. And so this hopefully will not be a trap game tonight against a Dracut team that's struggling.
I think the most important thing that we'll focus on for tonight for the Redmen has been that turnover battle they've been winning each and every week. It's their 5th straight game that they've won the turnover battle, and now it's gotten to them to a 5-game win streak. They had a 21-6 win over the Chelmsford Lions last week in quite dominating fashion. They took that one, controlling play in the first half, and then neither team scoring in that second half. With the defense has been such a big part of this team. So many question marks coming into the season, whether this defense was going to be up to the task. We're losing so many star players to the next level of college football, but this defense has answered every question that's been asked of them so far.
Yeah, and that's really the area where we knew that the offense was going to come around. We knew they had talent, but the defense, the skill positions at defense, have matured very quickly throughout the course of the year, and the last couple of weeks have played tremendous football.
The Redmen have won the opening coin toss. Defer to the second half. We'll see Dracut's offense on the field first. So the Redmen winning the opening coin toss. We'll see the Dracut Midi offense on the field first. Then we'll talk about a little bit more about this Dracut Middies team. They're under first-year head coach Jermaine McKenzie. 0-5 record, as we said. They're a very pass-heavy team. Rarely do we see them run the football, but they're a program that's trying to turn themselves around. They bring in a brand-new coach in Jermaine McKenzie. He's talking about setting a brand-new foundation for this team, and hopefully in the coming years under his wing that he can take care of this program that's been so tough to watch over the last few years for the Dracut fans.
Yeah, and to be honest, the biggest thing is just getting the numbers out, building the program from the ground up. They've only got about 30 kids in uniform tonight, and that's a challenge for any program, particularly in the MVC.
Number 89, Cody Legrand, will tee the ball up. The swing on the right leg, and this ball game is underway. It's a bouncing ball that goes through the legs of the Midi return man. Here come the Redmen flying out of the gates, and they'll spin them down short of the 10-yard line, and that's where we'll see the Midi offense. Redmen take care of business on the kickoff return. The Middies will start on offense inside the 10-yard line. 1st and 10.
Some nice coverage on the play. Swarming in as soon as the kick was muffed a little bit. You had 5 or 6 Redmen swarming on the play, which you always like to see.
So we'll start with the Dracut offense here tonight. They're led by senior captain quarterback number 7, Jacob Pinn. As we said, a very pass-heavy team. Pinn, he's got a strong arm. Hopefully he can pick apart the Redmen defense tonight, but as we talked about a little bit earlier, this defense has been stifling for the Redmen here as we come into senior night. The Middies will start 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. 5 receivers out wide. 5-man rush for the Redmen. Pinn out to the left side. The pass is caught in an open area, and breaking through the 50-yard line, that is number 14, Colin Arsenault, getting past the 25, the 20, still on his feet, and then pulled down inside the 5. What a play by the Dracut Middies to start the ball game. Pass caught by number 14, Colin Arsenault. That takes the Middies all the way inside the 5-yard line, 1st and goal.
Well, Tewksbury was playing fairly tight coverage, and they went to the man on the outside, and what you didn't have there was a safety coming up to help in that area, and he was able to make an enormous gain out of that. And frankly, for a team like Dracut, that's exactly the shot in the arm right out of the gate they're looking for.
And the Middies start their first play from scrimmage with an 87-yard completion to number 14, the junior Colin Arsenault. And the Middies are in business right at the 3-yard line, just 40 seconds into this game.
You know, if there's really one thing that Tewksbury has got to be wary of, it's just being complacent in a game like this, taking on an 0-5 team. You've got to still be sharp because they've still got athletes over there.
First and goal for the Middies, same formation as the last play that they had 87 yards on. Pin, he's going to take it himself up the middle. Good hit right at the legs made by Sean Hurdle, second and goal. Tackle made by number 30, Sean Hurdle, on number 7, Jacob Pin, second and goal.
This is an area where Tewksbury should have a big advantage, a big size advantage up front. Dracut has got one big tackle out there, but other than that, a very small line. And trying to punch in a couple of yards, whether it's third and short or here at the goal line, might be a bit of a challenge for them.
And the thing about the Redmond defense is they've allowed under a touchdown in the first half of games, only allowing 6.2 points in the first 24 minutes. The Middies trying to punch it in here on second and goal. I'll have a whistle in before the snap and a timeout taken by Dracut. Timeout, Dracut. So quite the start for the Middies here on the road. They start with an 87-yard play, go 1 yard on the first and goal, but just the bang they needed against the Redmond defense that's been so tough during this 5-game win streak.
Yeah, absolutely, and again, it was just letting your guard down for a minute, and that's the type of thing that a team like Dracut trying to pull a big upset here is going to be looking for. They're going to be looking for those big plays, especially through the air, and so you know, Tewksbury is going to have to be on their toes. Their secondary is going to be challenged today, and especially on those quick passes, because they should be able to put a pass rush on. So you're going to be looking for a lot of those quick passes from out of the shotgun.
Number 11, Aiden Truly, who's usually a star safety for this team during the season, out tonight with a broken hand. Number 14, Logan Off, getting the start in for the Redmen. Second and goal from the Middies from the 2. The botch snap here, as running back to get it is number 16, who is not on our roster, but the Redmen getting back behind the 15-yard line, and it's the mistakes like that for the Middies that have costed them so many points this year deep in opponent's territory.
Well, I mentioned that getting those short yardage plays could be a little challenge for this team. They tried to be a little cute and go with a wildcat, tried to go with a direct snap to a running back, and you know, that's not a play they're going to be running all the time, and you saw the mistake made with it.
So that backs them up. A loss of 16 yards on the botch snap for the Middies. It's third and goal from the 18. Pin all by him lonesome in the backfield. Takes a snap, 3-step drop back, looking to his left. Sidney almost took him down. Now Penn's going to take off to the left side. A second effort tackle made right at the feet by Colby Flayhive to force fourth down. Good tackle at the legs made by number 5, Colby Flayhive for the Redmen. Fourth down for the Middies.
Great pressure up the middle by DeVench right there to blow up that play, and that's what we were talking about. It's going to be hard for them to throw downfield because Tewksbury should be able to put a pass rush on them.
And one of the good things about this Redmond defense is that front line, a very experienced defensive line led by number 77 there, the transfer from Malden High School last year, DaVinci Sidney, who was first-team All-Conference last year in the Merrimack Valley Conference, able to get to Pin on the initial play. Dracut's going to keep the offense on the field, fourth and goal from the 11-yard line. They'll stick with their 5-out wide formation. Pin taking the snap. Here comes the blitz up the middle. The pass is intercepted. It's picked off by number 5, Colby Flayhive. And the Redmen bring the blitz right up the middle with Sean Hurdle. And it's picked off by Flayhive. Interception made by number 5, Colby Flayhive, after the blitz made by number 30, Sean Hurdle. The Redmen force a turnover. Their offense will start at the 19-yard line.
Well, they had the blitz up the middle, and it forced him to throw the ball maybe a little earlier than he wanted to. But actually, on the break, he had his receiver open for a minute, But Flahive broke on the ball when he saw it in the air, broke on the ball. Beautiful play by the defense.
Colby Flahive, just a sophomore, has played big minutes in this year. First year with the Redmen. It's now their 18th turnover of the season for the Redmen. They'll start similar formation to the Middies do, as here's number 9, the captain quarterback, Danny Fleming, who's had himself quite the season for the Redmen, pushed out just shy of the 30-yard line. Number 9, Danny Fleming on the QB keeper for the Redmen. Gets him shy of the 30-yard line, second down.
Good pickup on first down. Second and... Oh, no, they're going to give him the first down here. Okay.
Excuse me on that. First down for the Redmen. So Danny Fleming, the senior captain quarterback for the Redmen. Over 300 yards passing this year, along with nearing 500 rushing yards for the senior captain quarterback. Here's the jet sweep for Alex Arbogast. A lot of speed from Alex Arbogast, breaking past the 40-yard line. No one is going to catch him. There he goes. Touchdown, Redmen. An 81-yard house call for Alex Arbogast. Alex Arbogast takes the ball 81 yards for a Tewksbury touchdown.
One of the things we've seen from Alex Arbogast this year is the explosive speed, and on that pitch, he did not waste any time. He knew exactly where he was going. There was no hesitation. He hit the corner, and he was just gone. He ran away from everybody.
Excuse me, I believe that's going to be a 71-yard touchdown. The ball was marked at the 29-yard line, so here's Cody Legrand on for the extra point. And this kick is blocked by the Middies, going to be blown dead. The special teams hasn't been the best for the Redmen so far, but they've been able to put some points of the ball up on the board. Alex Arbogast doing so for the Redmen to give them a 6-0 lead with 7:44 to go. With 7:44 to go in the first quarter, the score, the Tewksbury Redmen 6 and the Dracut Middies 0.
Well, I had been going to say that I expected to see Tewksbury run the ball a lion's share of the time tonight, just to wear down an outmanned Dracut team, grind it out against them. But if you're going to score on 2 plays, you don't have to wear them down that much.
Just a simple halfback sweep to the right side for Alex Arbogast, a track star here for Tewksbury Memorial High School. He's got some serious speed down the sideline, able to beat the defender to give the Redmen a 6-0 lead here with 7:44 to go in the first quarter.
You know, I think sometimes linebackers get used to a running back maybe doing a hesitation move or cutting back or whatnot. There was no hesitation. It was full sprint from the minute he had the ball.
Here's Cody Legrand teeing it up for the Redmen, following the touchdown drive to give them the first lead of the night. This ball is going to trickle out of bounds. That will warrant a flag on the Redmen. And we'll see the Dracut Midi offense back onto the field. Legrand's kick sails out of bounds. Middies will take over at the 21-yard line, 1st and 10.
Oh, we saw the best and the worst of the Tewksbury defense on that first possession for Dracut, giving up the enormous play, but then coming up with the big interception and putting up some tremendous pass pressure. If they can put that type of pressure the whole night, it is going to be a really long night for this Dracut offense.
You know, it's just a simple play. It was just a blitz right up the middle made by Sean Hurl, able to force a tough pass for Jacob Pinn, and an interception that turns into 6 points for the home team. Middies will continue to go 5 out wide. The ball will start on the 35-yard line with the kick going out of bounds. 1st and 10. And the Middies jumping a little bit early on that snap. False start on the Middies, back them up 5 yards to the 30. 1st and 15.
That was one of those situations where it looked like most of the offense jumped at the same time, and maybe it was the center who missed the snap call.
Kind of like one of those plays we saw against the Patriots last year. I believe they were playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, and everyone but the center
right
jumped before the snap. He just forgot to snap it. We thank you for joining us on Tewksbury TV. Friday Night Lights here at Doucette Stadium. Dracut Middies at the Tewksbury Redmen. 6-0 Redmen. 7:44 to go here in this first quarter. 1st and 15 for the Middies. A pass going over the middle. It is caught by number 10, Mitchell Cripps. They'll get him back past the 35-yard line, gaining that yardage back following the penalty. Pass is caught by number 10, Mitchell Cripps, getting him past the 35-yard line. Second down for Dracut.
And those are the passes that Pinn's going to be looking for, especially if he's dealing with that heavy pass rush. He's got to get rid of it quickly. So he's going to be going for those little quick outs, maybe the swing passes to the backs out of the backfield, quick slants over the middle, maybe even a quick go route down the outside, but nothing that's going to take time to develop.
2nd and 9 for the Middies from their own 36-yard line. The motion number 26, Andre Burris in the pistol formation now. Run play to Burris, trying to get to the right side, gets past the initial tackle, and then falling forward to the 40-yard line. Number 26, Andrea Burris gets the carry for the Middies. We'll bring up 3rd down from the 40.
One of the things that running a spread formation can do is it can open up some running lanes. Your linebackers, your defensive backs are spread out on the wide receivers. They've got to respect the passing game. So it opens up some cracks. And when you've got a quick little back, he can stick his nose in there and gain some yardage.
So the Middies now making it a more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 5 from the 40, needing to get to the 45 for a 1st down. Boris will be the motion man. Now they'll stick with the pistol. Halfway through this 1st quarter. Pin dropping back. Redmond, 5-man rush. Pass caught by Boris on the left side and then eaten up by Danny Fleming for a 4th down. Number 9, Danny Fleming getting over to make the stop. 4th down for Dracut.
Tremendous defensive play by Fleming there because they had the screen pass running. They brought in, they lured in the pass rush. They actually executed it very nicely and a nice catch, but Fleming just flew in to make the play. Real nice play.
He's a heads-up player at that linebacker position, able to read that screen. They let the defensive line fly through there to get the screen going, but Fleming eating him up there just shy of the 40-yard line. And now it looks like the Middies are on here to punt. Danny Fleming, the return man, standing about his own 31-yard line. It's a low snap. The punt is off. I believe that hit one of the Middies' foot. And they're going to take a nice bounce past the 30-yard line to the 26-yard line. Dracut's punt is touchdown at the 26-yard line. That's where we'll see the Redmond offense start the drive. So Redmond return to the field. Excuse me. Sorry if I cut you off there, Bill. Go ahead.
Right ahead.
Danny Fleming return to the field for the Redmen following that 71-yard touchdown run from Alex Arbogast. Fleming, who's had quite the arsenal of attack this year, has been a passing and rushing QB for the Redmen. We've talked about earlier in this season how he used to transfer from Bishop Girton, spent his junior year last year after a sophomore year with the Redmen. And Fleming, the impact he has made with this ball club has just been so big to Brian Elward and his teammates, earning himself a captaincy here during the season. 1st and 10 for the home team from their own 27 with a 6-0 lead in their back pocket. Fleming in the gun, running out to the left side, has some blockers out in front of him. Fleming finding himself an open hole, getting past the 40-yard line, past the 30. There goes Danny Fleming. He says he wants a rushing touchdown of his own, and he does. 73 yards for Danny Fleming. Danny Fleming takes the ball 73 yards and showing a Justin Sutherland touchdown celebration. So the Redmen back-to-back plays plus 70-yard touchdown rounds, and they've opened up this ballgame 12-0 with 4:42 to go.
Some tremendous blocking. This was just your classic student body left where they set up on a offset left formation and just tremendous blocking up front. And then Fleming did the rest.
You saw kind of at the end there, Fleming with a little celebration. That is a tribute to one of his classmates, Justin Sutherland, who was a part of the Tewksbury Unified basketball team. Mr. Drew and our athletic director talked with Fleming before the game tonight, asked him to do that celebration for Justin, who had such a great night last night on senior night for Unified basketball. So shout out to Danny for that great moment supporting Justin. We'll get another flag here on the middies for encroachment.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's always great to see the support that the Tewksbury Athletic Department has given to the unified teams over the years here. It really is one of the best unified sports programs in the state.
Here's Legrand on for the extra point. It is a low snap. They're able to get the ball down, and this kick is true. Legrand's kick is through the uprights, and with 4:42 remaining in the first quarter, the score, the Tewksbury Redmen 13 and the Dracut Middies 0. So quite the answer for the Tewksbury Redmen following that first play, allowing 87 yards to this Middies team. They've now turned that into a 13-0 lead. The defense bending but not breaking on that first defensive possession.
Well, this is it for any team that's looking to score a huge upset. You know, you want to take your shot early like they did. You got to make it count. And if they could have punched that ball in for a touchdown, maybe we're looking at something different here. But instead, that winds up with the bad snap, the loss of yardage, turns into an interception. And then we have the one touchdown run, the 3 and out, and another touchdown run, and all of a sudden it's 13-0.
And those two plays that the Redmen just scored on back-to-back came for a combined 144-yard runs, 73 yards for Fleming and 71 for Alex Arbogast. They're going to reverse this ball here on the kickoff for the Middies, but they'll start this drive shy of the 20-yard line. The Middies trying a little bit of trickery there. Middies take this return shy of the 20-yard line. That's where we see their offense back on the field.
That's the type of discipline that Coach O wants to see from his special teams. The guys stayed right in their lanes. Nobody was fooled by the misdirection, and they just devoured it.
4:35 to go in this first quarter. The Redmen breaking this one open with back-to-back 70-plus yard touchdown runs on this Dracut Middy defense. So after an interception on the first drive, a punt on the second drive, Jacob Penn returns to the huddle for the visitors. We'll start 5 out wide with 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen, 2 at the top. Whistle coming in as they try to jet sweep to number 14, Colin Arsenal. It'll be a false start in the Middies. False start penalty on Dracut. Back him up 5 yards.
One of the things that the Dracut coach is trying to implement here with the new offense, it takes precision execution to run an offense like this, to run a spread offense. And if you're having these type of mistakes, the bad snaps, the penalties, it's just going to be, there's going to be a lot of growing pains for this Dracut program.
It was a nice play call from head coach Jermaine McKenzie, but, like you said, just failing of execution. It's those little things that make a difference in a football team. 1st and 15 for the Middies from their own 15. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Pin, low snap, looking over his left. The Redmen bringing the pressure, and they're going to spin him down. Number 60, Cole Kimptis, the senior captain, in on the sack. Number 60, Cole Kimptis, getting there first to the quarterback.
Well, this time they tried to run a pattern that was going to take a little bit longer. There wasn't a receiver open right away, and the pocket collapsed right around Pim.
And senior captain, number 60, Cole Kimptis, who's been quite the savior of this Redmond team, his second year on the defensive line, has got a lot of experience, put a lot of muscle on in the offseason, flexing the muscles there, able to get to the quarterback, as the Middies will use their second timeout of this first half. Timeout Dracut, their second charge timeout. They have 1 remaining. 3:15 remaining in this first quarter. The Redmen leading 13-0 over the Dracut Middies in this Merrimack Valley Conference football matchup. The Redmen with a win tonight, trying to clinch a Merrimack 2 league championship. I'm not sure what number that is for the Redmen. That's going to be coming up, hopefully, with the win tonight, but they've really reigned over the Merrimack Valley Conference in this last decade or two.
Oh, they really have, especially against the Division II opponents. But obviously, as we know, they have more than held their own over the years against the larger schools as well. And that's part of what's made this program so great is they don't have cream puffs on their schedule. They put themselves, Coach Elwood schedules the iron for his non-league games. We saw that when they opened up against an outstanding Danvers team. He's not afraid to play the best teams. He's not afraid to take some losses. His teams, as they have this year, they learn from those losses, they grow from those losses, and they come back even stronger. And so, we're looking at a team now that is light years from where they were at the start of the season.
I was talking to Danny Fleming earlier in the week, and I asked him, was the Danvers loss the best thing that happened to this team? He said possibly, depending on how far we can make it in the playoffs. But that loss on opening night to start us at 0-1 had to come from behind on the season. Now with 5 straight wins, might have been the best thing that happened to this football team. 2nd and 17 from the Middies, from their own 17. They'll be in the gun formation. Hand off to the left side. I believe that's Cole Kemptis, and it is, getting over there along with Nick Wilson to stack up in the backfield. Nick Wilson along with Cole Kemptis in for the tackle for the Redmen.
Kemptis came in from that right side, and they just never blocked him. And the running back went to get to the outside, and what he ran into was the big arms of number 60. So we're looking at 3rd down and long now. 3rd and 17 back at the 6-yard line. And this is exactly the type of situation that Dracut wanted to avoid coming into this game. They've got huge yardage and a ferocious Redmond defense.
Pass of 2:30 time left in this first quarter. Dracut deep in their own territory, 3rd and long. This pass going to go over the middle, and it is pulled down by Colby Flahive. His 2nd interception in this first quarter. Interception made by number 5, Colby Flahive. That's his 2nd of the first quarter. Redmen take over in Dracut territory. And what a night it's been for number 5, the sophomore. 2 interceptions in this first quarter. He's got turnovers 18 and 19 for the Redmen on the season.
Boy, he has shown some tremendous technique on both of those interceptions. The first one where he reacted to the ball and jumped in front of the receiver, and this one where the positioning was just exceptional, and he just out-jumped the receiver for the ball.
We've really seen the sophomore blossom before our eyes here. As he gets the Redmen deep in Dracut territory, they'll start at the 22. This pass will come out to the left side for Sean Hurdle, trying to evade a few tackles and then brought down shy of the 20-yard line. Number 30, Sean Hurdle, getting the catch for the Redmen. He's taken down at the 21-yard line, 2nd down.
Sean Hurdle looking a little frustrated as he got up off the turf that time. The last 2 plays for the Redmen had been touchdowns. I think he was hoping to get in on the act.
They were looking for back-to-back there, weren't able to get it.
Well, one has a hunch that Mr. Hurdle will have a touchdown or 2 by the end of the night.
Definitely. 2nd and 8 for the Redmen. They get up to the 21-yard line. Fleming will come under center. Fleming's going to fake the handoff, going to roll it to the right. He's got Sullivan in the corner of the end zone, and he pulls it in. Touchdown, Redmen. Back-to-back weeks for Michael Sullivan with a touchdown reception. Pass is caught in the end zone by number 7, Michael Sullivan, for a Tewksbury touchdown.
Boy, what a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass by Fleming. A nice route, kind of a deep fade. And he made a nice cut to the outside and was at least 10 feet clear of the defensive back. And Fleming put it right on his hands.
Legrand trying to make his 2nd extra point of the night. And this one is good. With 1:21 remaining in the first quarter, the score, the Tewksbury Redmen 20 and the Dracut Middies 0. But the way the Redmen were able to answer the call on that last drive, frustrating after that first play by Sean Hurdle. He says his teammates say, we'll pick you up and put the ball in the end zone. And Michael Sullivan, he had a 56-yard touchdown reception last week at Chelmsford, now picking himself up a 21-yard touchdown reception this week in front of the home crowd.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, that is 5 offensive plays and 3 touchdowns for the Redmen. I would say, Andrew, that that's you have to call that fairly efficient.
60% isn't too bad if you're scoring touchdowns on those amount of plays.
Not at all. Not at all. We've got 3 touchdowns, 3 different players, and I think that on senior night tonight, this might be a day when Coach Aylward might be looking to get several players into the scoring column by the end of the night.
Under 90 seconds to go here in the first quarter, the Redmen 3 touchdowns has them up 20-0. Here's a bouncing ball. The Middy's going to the reverse to the right side. Good hit made by number 44, Isaiah Penna. Hit made by number 44, Isaiah Penna for the Redmen.
On that play, again, everybody staying in their lanes coverage-wise, and he just swallowed up the returner.
The return man was number 26, Andre Boresh, just a sophomore for the Middies, as they tried a little reverse there in their own territory. They'll start this one at their own 17-yard line. The Middies 3 possessions so far, 2 turnovers and a punt, trying to turn things around here.
Well, one of the things we'll be looking for, and I'm sure Coach Aylward will be looking for, is for Tewksbury to stay disciplined, stay precise with their execution offensively and defensively, and just to avoid mistakes.
5 out wide for the Middies. 1st and 10 from their own 17. Penn trying to motion his receivers. Looks like some miscommunication in the Dracut offense, and they're going to have to burn their 3rd timeout. Timeout Dracut, their third charge timeout of the half.
Well, you can really, these 2 teams are a terrific object lesson in just how you want your team to look in terms of the discipline, in terms of the mental focus, and then you've got a team coming in, less experienced, a new coach, and making a lot of mental mistakes. And the physical mistakes you're going to see, but you just hate to see the mental mistakes, especially at this point in the season. We're this deep in, we're 6 games in, and I think as a coach, even with a young team, inexperienced team, you're really hoping that by game 6, their focus is a little bit better.
And as you said, the season winding down, just 1 regular season game left for each of these teams. Dracut next week, they'll be at Lowell at Colley Stadium taking on the Red Raiders, while the Redmen will wrap up their regular season at Andover. That'll be a tough test next week for the Redmen when they take on the Andover Warriors on the road. Just trying to take care of business here at home and move to 6-1 on the season.
Yeah, that's a talented Andover bunch. The defense has struggled quite a bit for Andover, but their offense can put points on the board, and so the Tewksbury defense will definitely be tested.
So the Middies back out of the timeout, 1st and 10 from their own 17 with 1:12 left to go in this first quarter. 3 receivers to the right of Penn. Pistol formation for the Middies. It's a bubble screen out to the left side. Aaron Conley with a great hit on the receiver. Aaron Conley making the hit there to eat up the screen pass. Also about 3 yards for the Middies, 2nd down.
Penn tried to look off the defense. He looked over to the right side and then came back to the left. I'm going to tell you, they had that play scouted out. Conley knew exactly where that pass was going, and he was almost there before the ball got there.
And that pass was caught by number 8, Kai McDonald, who took quite the hit there from Conley. And as you said, Bill, read that play all the way like a book. It's now a loss of 5 yards on the last play for the Middies, under 30 seconds to go in the quarter. It's going to be a run play. They try to go up the middle, and it's going to be stuffed up. A gaggle of Redmen taking down the runner for the Middies. As this first quarter clock begins to wind down, I believe that was Kai McDonald on the carry for Dracut. And that's the end of the first quarter with a score of the Tewksbury Redmen 20 and the Dracut Middies 0. So the Redmen, full control of that first quarter, have a 20-0 lead in this Merrimack Valley Conference football matchup. You're watching Redmen football on Tewksbury TV. We'll take a short break and be right back here with some more Redmen football. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome back to Doucette Stadium here in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Second quarter about to get underway between the Dracut Middies and the Tewksbury Redmen. Thank you for tuning in Friday Night Lights here on Tewksbury TV. My name is Andrew Delpion and joining me is Bill Gilman. Bill, strong first quarter there for the Redmen, trying to take that into the second quarter with a lot of momentum in their hands.
Yeah, that was almost a perfect quarter for the Redmen, save for that one big pass play.
Middies will start this second quarter, 3rd and 15. They'll try a run play right up the middle. A lot of bodies right there in the middle, as they're just able to get short of the 20-yard line for 4th down.
Yeah,
Redmen make the stop short of the 20-yard line, 4th down.
We may have seen, over these last couple of plays, we may have seen the coaching staff of Dracut shelve their game plan, because the passing attack just had not been working against the Redmen. Too big of a pass rush and 2 interceptions.
So the punting unit on once again for the Middies. Fleming standing back at around his 44-yard line. The punt is off. It's a high boot. Fleming calling for the fair catch. He makes it at the 44-yard line, and that's where we'll see the Redmen offense back on the field. Fleming calls for the fair catch at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Redmen offense.
That was a little late decision on the fair catch by Fleming. He had thoughts of wanting to try and return that, but thought better of it.
I know Fleming isn't particularly one of the best punt returners on this Redmen team. They usually defer to Michael Sullivan to do that duty. But Fleming calling for the fair catch there at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Redmen offense. Sullivan, the lone receiver at the bottom of your screen. 2 backs in the backfield for the Redmen. Fleming, handoff. Sean Hurdle stiff-arming a man, trying to get to the outside. Few hesitations past the 40-yard line, puts his head down, and a good gain on 1st down. Sean Hurdle, the ball carrier for the Redmen. Good gain on 1st down.
A nice gain for Hurdle there. 2nd and short always opens up the offensive choices for Fleming here. But Hurdle did a nice job. It looked like they might have that bottled up for a short gain, and he was able to stutter step to the outside and pick up probably another 5 yards.
He did a good work there of keeping his feet moving, a few hesitations there to keep the Dracut defense on their toes. Getting a gain of 6 on 1st down. Fleming under center, going to hand it off to the fullback Hurdle, and this play is going to be whistled dead.
May have had a false start here.
And it is. False start penalty on the Redmen. They're going to back up 5 yards to the 41. 2nd down and 7. A little bit of a late whistle there.
It was a late whistle. I thought I saw somebody move a couple of seconds earlier. I thought they might call it then, but it was kind of a late decision.
2 minutes into the second quarter, the Redmen in Dracut territory. That 5-yard penalty moves them back to the 41-yard line for 2nd and 7. Four-man rush. A little bit of miscommunication there between the Redmen and number 3, Hunter Johnson. Dropped the ball as they try to double reverse there in the backfield. Doesn't end up working, and they lose about 3 or 4 yards.
That's one of the staple plays in the Tewksbury offense, is that little misdirection trap play, and Johnson, the sophomore, just lost the handle on it and leaves them with 3rd and just about 10.
A little bit of a 3rd and long here for the Redmen. They need to get to the 34 for a first down. Fleming in the gun with Arbogast to his left. Fleming rolling out to the left side. He's got a defender draped all over him. He's taken down, but that flag there might be a face mask penalty on the middies. And if it is, that is a killer for this team. Face mask penalty on Dracut defense. I believe this gives them an automatic first, Bill. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe you are right. That is going to be a bailout penalty. Oh, no, maybe not. They're still marking it 3rd down.
And I guess that just applies to college and the NFL then.
Okay.
Excuse me on that.
Well, regardless, again, it looked like there was some confusion on that play between Hurdle and Fleming, as Hurdle looked like he was expecting the ball, and instead of throwing a block.
So as you said, Bill, bailout penalty there. That goes for the Redmen. It's now 3rd and 5. Fleming, QB keeper, right up the middle, his signature play. Takes a hard hit right up the middle there. And it'll be about 4th and inches, the tackle made by number 76, Joseph Sadid.
I am going to say that they might give it to him. I think he's got the first down here.
If he does, it's just by inches. And they're going to bring the measurement out for this.
Well, that's good. It's good to put the guys to work who are carrying the sticks. They get paid the big bucks here, and so it's good to see them getting their exercise in.
And this is a first down. Danny Fleming on the QB keeper up the middle gets the Redmen a first down.
Yeah, that was all Fleming on that. He got hit before the 35-yard line. He just put his shoulder down and drove the defender for another couple of yards.
As we talked about a little bit earlier in the telecast, Danny Fleming was just 27 yards shy of 500 rushing yards this season, was able to surpass that with the long touchdown run. That was his 10th rushing touchdown of the season. It's been a quite memorable one for the senior captain. He's able to move the sticks on that last play, 1st and 10 for the Redmen from the Dracut 34. We're going to pitch it out to the right side for Hunter Johnson, who has some blockers. Great speed by Hunter Johnson, accelerating there to the corner and then taken down inside the 5-yard line. But what a burst of speed there for number 3. Hunter Johnson on the carry for the Redmen with a burst of acceleration. 1st and goal for the Redmen inside the 5.
Hunter Johnson looking a little bit like Alex Arbogast on that play. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he was gone. You know, that's a terrific thing. Hunter Johnson, just a sophomore. Coach Aylward putting the ball back in his hands just a few plays after the fumble, showing confidence in the young man and giving him another shot. And Johnson made the most of it.
And now just like that, the Redmen are 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. They got Arbogast and Hurdle in the backfield. And now they're going to shift the tight end, Blake Ryder, along with Hunter Johnson. Fleming going to go right up the gut to Sean Hurdle, putting his head down. Still remaining on his feet, but that second effort wasn't able to get him over the goal line. Second pushback made there by the Midi defense stops number 30, Sean Hurdle. 2nd and goal.
Looks like they're going to mark him right about the 3-yard line there. And I'm going to channel my inner Tony Romo here and predict that they're going to go back to Hurdle. I think they're going to look to to get Alex into the end zone on this possession.
2nd and goal for the Redmen from the 3-yard line. Bill, they do have Hurdle in the backfield along with Hunter Johnson. They're going to give it to Hurdle right up the middle. What a call there, brought to you by Bill Gilman. Touchdown Redmen, it's number 30, Sean Hurdle. Number 30, Sean Hurdle gets into the end zone for a Tewksbury touchdown. And that's how you do it, Bill, right there.
Absolutely. You know, this is going to be one of those fun games, I think, where you're going to have a chance to show off some of the depth on this Tewksbury roster and some of the youngsters. I think, we'll see a lot more of Hunter Johnson as this game goes along, and I think we'll see him in the end zone by the end of the night.
Cody Legrand on for his 4th extra point. And the kick is sky high, but it's able to get through the uprights. 5:43 to go here in this first half. The score, the Tewksbury Redmen 27 and the Dracut Middies 0. But Sean Hurdle with his first career high school football touchdown there, getting in on a 2-yard punch right up the gut. Handoff made by Danny Fleming, and it's now 27-0 in favor of the Redmen here on senior night.
Tewksbury able to bounce back from a couple of miscues there. Really on consecutive plays where they had the penalty, they had the one fumble, and then they had kind of miscommunication on the play in which Fleming got sacked, but got bailed out by the big mistake by the Dracut defense, which is unfortunate for them. They made a terrific defensive play and were probably going to force a punt right there, and instead Tewksbury was able to convert the first down, and 3 plays later, they're in the end zone.
Taking advantage of other teams' mistakes, something the Redmen are one of the best in the state at. In doing so on that last drive, they get the bailout penalty by the Dracut defense, and it results in 7 points. Here's the kickoff from Cody Legrand. A little bit of a short one taken past the 20-yard line. Penna with a great hit right up the gut. And Isaiah Penny, who's had quite the night here on the special teams. Number 44, Isaiah Penna, getting right up the middle for the Redmen on the kickoff.
In case the folks who are watching on TV were wondering, there were exactly 8 Redmen in on that tackle. There were 3 who didn't get in on it, who were standing there, but 8. That is the very definition of a gang tackle right there. It's been a nice job by the Tewksbury kick coverage tonight.
And if you're joining us here on Tewksbury TV, thank you. It's Friday Night Lights here at Doucette Stadium. The Dracut Middies at the Tewksbury Redmen. My name's Andrew Del Piano with Bill Gilman. 5:36 to go here in the second quarter. 1st and 10 for the Middies from their own 24. Pistol formation for Dracut. Handoff up the middle. They'll give it to Boris. And some more gang tackling made there by the Redmen. They're able to get the ball over the 25-yard line and gain about 2 for the Middies.
Looked like Shaw and Graham in on that hit. And as you say, pretty much every tackle that you're seeing more than one Redman in on it. Nobody is just standing around letting somebody else get the job done, which is great. You know, they're up by 27 points. It would be easy to let your guard down. It would be easy to get lax, but we're not seeing any of that from this Tewksbury defense.
And here right in front of us, number 2, Cam Kearney, warming up for the Redmen. I'm guessing he might be going into this ball game if the Redmen get the ball back before the half. 2-yard gain for the Middies on first down. And with five receivers out wide. Arsenault the motion man. Handoff up the middle. Arsenault ripping through one tackle. And then dragged down to the turf there. Wasn't able to see who got that tackle. Was that Sean Hurdle, Bill?
That was.
Tackle made by number 30, Sean Hurdle, staying with the play. Middy's able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
I see a late flag.
This might be unsportsmanlike conduct on Dracut, and it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty goes against Dracut. That'll be a 15-yard penalty.
That's too bad. You hate to see that. But I was going to say about Hurdle, you said stayed with the play. He fought off a block just like they get taught to do. He was getting blocked. He stayed with it and then broke free and rode the running back down. Really nice play.
And a nice little sight to see for the Redmen right there in the middle. Number 73, Brett Graham, and number 70, Marco Liu, into the ball game for the Redmen. Both seniors here on senior night. Nice little decision made there by Brian Elwood, and the Redmen with a comfortable lead. 3rd and forever for the Middies. Ball is out quick, and then caught by Mitchell Cripps past the 25-yard line. Pass caught by number 10, Mitchell Cripps, bringing the ball past the 25-yard line. 4th down for Dracut.
Nice grab by Cripps. Picked up a nice game, but as you say, it was 3rd and forever, and they were able to bring him down well shy of the 1st down.
Punt unit will return to the field for Dracut. Danny Fleming standing around midfield to return this punt. With 3 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter. It's a good punt, sky high. Fleming's going to let that take a few bounces, and it takes a few good Dracut bounces. Going to be touchdown right at the 30-yard line, and the Redmen offense back onto the field. Dracut's punt rolls all the way down to the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Redmen offense. So
it's a beautiful night here for beautiful conditions, a nice cool evening, and when you see this new field under the lights, it's just spectacular. The lighting here is just perfect for a game, and you know, if you've been around to some of the other fields in the Merrimack Valley night games, there's a lot of shadows. The lighting is tough in some places, but here, 100 yards end zone to end zone, sideline to sideline, the lighting is just perfect.
Redmen offense goes back to work here. They'll start at their own 30-yard line, 1st and 10. 2:42 to go here in the 1st half. Arbogast, a lot of patience in the backfield, trying to evade a few defenders, and taken down along with a few middies at the 33-yard line. Gain of 3 yards for Alex Arbogast. 2nd down.
Nice play there by the defense for Dracut. Arbogast looked like he wanted to make a cutback on that one, and it just wasn't available.
Gain of 3 yards for the junior Arbogast, who's had himself quite the night. Started this one with a bang. 71-yard touchdown run to get the Redmen on the board. As we get inside the 2-minute mark left in the 2nd quarter. Fleming in the gun with the receiver at the bottom of his screen and at the top. Faking the handoff to Arbogast. Fleming's going to roll out to the right. A fader. And that ball is incomplete, nearly picked off by number 11, Anthony Fazio. Fleming's pass nearly intercepted by number 11, Anthony Fazio. 3rd down for the Redmen.
Boy, that was a terrific play by Fazio. Fazio had the coverage on Hunter Johnson going on a fly pattern, and he read Fleming on the play, and he broke off from his coverage, broke off from following Johnson down the field, was able to provide help on Ryder and on the receiver, and was able to make a tremendous defensive play.
And it was like Fleming didn't even see him. He threw kind of a little bit of a lob pass there for Ryder to pull in, but nice little play at the last second by Fazio, the senior for this midi squad, forcing a 3rd down for the Redmen offense. Redmen go back in the gun. High snap. Fleming flushing out to his left. And then eaten up by the Midi defense. Good little possession there for this Dracut defense to force 4th down.
Well, there's a play that it's a series that the Dracut defense can hang their hat on. That play in particular was the same play that Fleming had run for a touchdown in the 1st quarter, and this time Dracut was ready for it, stopped them, and they'll get the ball back here before the end of the half.
First time we'll see the punting unit on the night for the Redmen. Number 7, Michael Sullivan is the punter. He's standing at the 20-yard line. Number 8, Kai McDonald calling all the middies off, and then this ball will be down inside the 35-yard line. Michael Sullivan's punt is down inside the 35-yard line at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 for Dracut.
Well, this is actually kind of it sounds odd. They're 67 yards away from the end zone, but this actually might be an optimum situation for the Dracut offense. They like to throw, and this is a situation where if there's a mistake, if there's an interception, with less than a minute to go, there's really not a whole lot of damage that it may cause. So you may see Dracut really air it out here and go for broke, try to get on the board before the end of the half.
I mean, why not? It'd be nice to take some sort of momentum going into the locker room for this midi team. 3 receivers at the top of the screen, 2 at the bottom. 1st and 10 for Penn. Looking over the middle. Pass is caught. Evading a few tackles there is number 14, Colin Arsenault. Nice little move there to move the chains for the middies. Excuse me, that was number 10, Mitchell Cripps on the catch. Number 10, Mitchell Cripps making the catch, just shy of midfield, 1st and 10. Middies go hurry up offense. Penn has to step up in the pocket, is dragged down at midfield, able to get some positive yardage out of that play. Number 13, Blake Ryder, bringing Penn down just shy of midfield, 2nd down.
Well, and this is where using up those timeouts in the first quarter really hurting Dracut.
Now 2nd and 9. Penn dropping back. 5-man rush for the Redmen. The ball is floated down the right sideline and incomplete. He was looking for Arsenault. Penn's pass incomplete. He was looking for number 14, Colin Arsenault. 3rd down.
A nice blitz coming up the middle by Alex Ryder on that play. Forced Penn not to get everything he might want. He had to throw that off his back foot.
And that's been the bread and butter for the Redmen tonight. That straight blitz right up the middle. Either whether it's Sean Hurdle, Alex Arbogast. It's looked really good tonight for this Redmen defensive line, along with those linebackers. 13 seconds to go here in the half. The middies 50 yards away from pay dirt. As you said, Bill, not a bad idea to just let it go in the air.
Absolutely. They've got time for a couple of more plays here. They can certainly take a couple of more shots.
And we'll stay 5 out wide here for 3rd and 9. Again, no more timeouts left for middies. Blitz right up the middle. They have to get off the pass quick, and they do. It's caught by Cripps, who steps back. They're going to give him forward progress to the 41-yard line. And since that was a 1st down, the clock stops at 2 seconds. Pass caught by Mitchell Cripps for a 1st down. And that will be the final play of the first half. After one half of play here at Doucette Stadium, the score, the Tewksbury Redmen 27 and the Dracut Middies 0. I'd say that's a successful half for the Tewksbury Redmen as it gets. They have 4 touchdowns in the opening 24 minutes. They have a 27-0 lead over the Middies. Here, trying to clinch the MVC2 League Championship. You're watching Redmen football on Redmen TV, on Tewksbury TV. We'll be right back for some Redmen football as the second half between the Middies and the Redmen. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back to Doucette Stadium in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. After one half of play, the Tewksbury Redmen in control with a 27-0 lead over the Dracut Middies in this MVC football matchup. Thank you for joining us. Friday Night Lights here on Tewksbury TV. My name is Andrew Delpiano. Alongside me is Bill Gilman. Bill, quite the first half from the Tewksbury Redmen, taking care of business against an 0-5 Dracut team. What did you see from the Redmen in that first half that said, all right, this is a winnable game, and we took control of this game in a reasonable fashion?
Yeah, I think they struck early and often and you got to give a huge amount of credit to the offensive line. 3 touchdowns on the first 5 offensive plays, gaping holes for the running backs and Fleming, the quarterback. so the line is really dominated on both sides of the ball. And then defensively, the two big interceptions by Flayhive, and the defensive front seven putting on a huge pass rush. So it was just about as close to perfect a half as football as this team can put together. And we'll see if they can keep it rolling in the second half and finish strong.
And the good thing about this Redmond team was when momentum flipped into the hands of the Dracut Middies. First play of the game, 87 yards. They stop on defense, force an interception made by Colby Flayhive, and then 2 plays later, Alex Arbogast is off for a 71-yard touchdown. Next offensive position, it's Danny Fleming for 73 yards. I mean, this offense, I say, should collectively as this team, they're able to find ways to get out of mistakes that they put themselves into, and I think that's what makes this team so fun to watch this season.
They are, and that comes again to the fact that these guys are battle tested. They have faced outstanding programs. They have, they've made mistakes in games. They've given up big plays in games. They're not going to be flummoxed by giving up, one big 87-yard play. That's not going to throw them off their game. They're going to treat it just as one play. They're going to come back. They're going to reset and get after it, and that's what you saw from them. They are mentally tough, they're physically tough, and they're deep. That's the other thing, is we're seeing their depth come in here. Four touchdowns by 4 different offensive players, plays by a number of different defensive players making tackles in that first half. So you see the depth of this squad.
And hopefully the Redmen can have themselves a little bit of fun here in the second half, allowing kind of the second stringers and the third stringers got on the field here, and even the seniors that haven't seen too much time this season. I know Brian Elward, one of those coaches in his 25th season, always willing to put the team first, the older guys first here on senior night, a very important night for this group of class of 2022.
Yeah, it really is. And, and the team has so many talented underclassmen, so many talented juniors and sophomores. But as you say, Coach Aylward is, knows the work that has gone in from his seniors, the dedication, and he looks to reward them whenever he gets a chance. And I think you're right. I think this will be one of those games.
And the Redmen right on the verge of clinching another MVC2 league championship. Just 24 minutes away as they're up 27-0 here over the Dracut Middies. Second half about to get underway. The right-footed boot of Mitchell Cripps will get us started here in the second half. Catch made by Alex Arbogast. And there's that electrifying speed. Oh, wait, that is Sean Hurdle. Look at Hurdle go. His second touchdown of the night. He takes this one the length of the field. It's a kickoff return for a touchdown for number 30. Sean Hurdle takes the ball the length of the field, a kickoff return for a Tewksbury touchdown. And Bill, I said Alex Arbogast on that play because it looked like Alex Arbogast carrying the ball there with some serious speed there from Sean Hurdle, who's had himself quite the night. His second touchdown, his second career high school football touchdown.
Sean Hurdle saw an opening. He saw a seam. It wasn't a big seam, but he saw it, and he hit it fast. And by the time he got through there, he was already past the return coverage of Dracut, and then he just ran away. Some tremendous speed being shown there by Alex Hurdle. Or excuse me, by Sean Hurdle.
And I'm guessing Alex Arbogast taught him some few speed lessons during the week, as this team has just been firing out of the gates every time the ball gets into their hands. And the Fleming and the offense are going to go for the 2-point conversion here. Fleming's going to keep it himself. QB sneak right up the gut, and the try is good. Danny Fleming on the QB sneak, able to find the end zone for the 2-point conversion. 11:49 to go in this third quarter. The score, the Tewksbury Redmen 35 and the Dracut Middies 0.
There may be some folks at home wondering why Coach Aylward would go for 2 in that situation. I think it was just an opportunity to get some practice on a 2-point play that they certainly may need later on. Plus also, I think that will be the last that we're going to see of Danny Fleming at quarterback. You mentioned Cam Kearney warming up earlier. He was warming up again just before the second half, and I think when Tewksbury comes out on offense, I think you'll see him, and I think he was ready to come out on offense. Had that kickoff not been returned for a touchdown, but I think you'll see him in the second half.
So 11 seconds into this third quarter, Sean Hurdle taking matters into his own hands. Second TD of the night for number 30. And Cody Legrand will send it back Dracut's way here in early third quarter. Takes a few bounces, scooped up at the 15-yard line. And the Redmen with a few good hits past the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Midi offense upcoming.
You saw the folks at home saw who made first contact on that. That was Sean Hurdle, who was down, who put a first hand on the kickoff return. He was looking to make the play on special teams on both ends there.
And it was the first play that Sean Hurdle touched the ball. You mentioned it, Bill, early in the game. Hurdle was not happy with how that play developed. I'd say he's turned this ball game around and made himself a happy fella tonight.
Yes, he has.
Middies go back to work on offense. Running clock now here in this third quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 24. A long pitch to the left side that is caught by Arsenals. And the Redmen in there in a bunch to take him down. That's Aaron Conley along with Mark Olu. Number 68, Aaron Conley, and number 70, Mark Olu in on the tackle for the Redmen.
Again, the gang tackling we're seeing. Braden Illward came in on that play. He did not get the tackle, but he set the edge and he forced the running back inside into where the rest of his defense was waiting for him. And that's exactly what his job was there, not to allow the running back to the outside.
Back 5 out wide for the Middies as they lose a yard on that first play of the drive. Pin dropping back, Redmond pressure. Ball slips through the hands of Mitchell Cripps, incomplete. Pass is incomplete, intended receiver was Mitchell Cripps. 3rd down and 11.
Mitchell Cripps, the senior tight end, has been a favorite target so far for Penn, and that was a rare drop because I think he had about 4 receptions in that first half.
The drop has a 3rd and 11 upcoming for the Middies. As a pass incomplete was intended for Mitchell Cripps, slipping right through his hands. Ball spotted at the Midi 23-yard line, 3rd and long. Jacob Penn. Not a lot of time in the pocket, right up the middle as Isaiah Penna in for the sack. Number 44, Isaiah Penna, in on the sack for the Redmen and brings up 4th down. And fans, at this time, we have the winning 50-50 raffle ticket number. It is ticket number 855244. Again, that is number 855244.
Isaiah Pena set up on that defensive end as if he was going to be covering the tight end Cripps, and instead he just came in and they had nobody to block him. He just came in clean.
That brings the Middies all the way back to the 12-yard line. A loss of 11 on the sack from Penna.
Colby Flayhive.
And a fake here from the Middies, trying to escape the depths of their own end. Not one of the best ideas from the Middies tonight as the Redmen are inside the 10, 1st and goal off the fake punt.
An interesting decision there, punting out of their own end zone to try a fake there.
They tried to catch the Redmen a little bit. Trying to catch the Redmen napping there. Doesn't work out.
No, one of the things we've been talking about today is the mental focus of this Redmond team, and especially defensively, they've been right on the ball ever since that first pass play. They have just been all over it.
And in the game for the Redmen is number 2, the sophomore quarterback Cam Kearney, getting his first snaps in of varsity football. Is just 7 yards out from the end zone. Handoff up the middle. That's number 1, Nick Tracy, trying to get in the end zone. And he's going to be just shy, taken down at the 1-yard line. It'll be a 2nd and goal from the Redmen.
We may have a flag.
Got a legal motion on the Redmen there. I didn't even see the flag.
Yeah, looks like an illegal shift. They might have had 2 men moving in motion and not getting set before the snap. And that's something that can happen. You got a new quarterback in, some second stringers.
Legal shift on the Redmen offense, pushed them back 5 yards to the 12-yard line. 1st and goal.
Nick Tracy, one of those seniors. We'll look to see if he can get himself into the scorebook tonight.
1st and goal from the Midi 12. Kearney under center. He'll get it off to Nick Tracy once again, bouncing off a few tackles. We'll get back inside the 10. Number 1, Nick Tracy getting the handoff for the Redmen. He pushed the ball inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal. So some time here from Kearney to get some varsity experience, talking over with head coach Brian Elward. I'm assuming he would be the next quarterback in line if he's going to be the 2nd stringer tonight to follow behind the graduation of Danny Fleming. That will happen in June of 2022.
I think you're right. And we did not see the flag, but they got flagged again for an illegal shift. 2nd play in a row.
Illegal shift on the Redmen offense. That'll push them back 5 more yards. 1st and goal from the 16. So some new faces out there for the Redmen offense, trying to get the jitters out here on some Friday Night Lights. 1st and goal from the 16, a high pitch. It's able to be corralled by number 8, Richie Buongiorno, trying to get to the corner there. He is tackled short of the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal for the Redmen. Number 8, Richie Buongiorno getting the carry for the Redmen. He's just shy of the 5-yard line, taking out the 6, 2nd and goal.
Nice job by Buongiorno there, grabbing the pitch, which was a little bit behind him. Managed to grab it and stay in stride and make a nice gain out of it. Nice job by the junior.
So that gets the Redmen up 11 yards to 2nd and goal. I feel like the Redmen have been stuck in this red zone for quite a while now with that running clock. Following the 2 illegal shift penalties that have costed them 10 yards on this drive. We're trying to erase that on this drive by putting the ball in the end zone. Pitch to the left side for Nick Tracy. They want him to get in the end zone. But a gaggle of middies there, stopping him just shy of the 5. Looks like he just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Tracy getting the carry. Just got back to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and goal.
I think Tracy's just happy to get in the stat book. That was his first carry that didn't get called back.
Ryan Elward talking to the ear of Cam Kearney, the youngster, sophomore, coming in tonight for Danny Fleming, who's led the Redmen offense to about 28 points. And he talked about the Sean Hurdle kickoff return for a touchdown where Fleming just had to punch in the extra 2.
This game experience, so important for Kearney.
Tyler Barnes and Nick Tracy in the backfield for the Redmen. Handoff, Nick Tracy trying to look for a seam. He cuts it back. It looked like he had some space on the corner, but swallowed up by the middies right at the 5-yard line for 4th and goal. Tracy's taken down at the 5-yard line for a gain of a yard, 4th and goal.
You know, we're saying about Kearney, the sophomore, his first varsity experience, his first game in front of a big crowd taking snaps, first game at night taking snaps. You know, this type of experience, this type of practical game experience is so important if he is the next quarterback here. This type of game experience can be huge.
4th and goal. Let's see if they let him air it out here with 5 yards to go to the end zone. He's under center. Handoff up the middle. It's number 39, Tyler Barnes. Wasn't able to slip through. It'll be a turnover on downs. Nice little stop there after the Redmen had some prime position. Middies make the stop on 4th and goal. It was number 39, Tyler Barnes on the carry for the Redmen.
Hopefully these guys will get another opportunity with this offensive unit. They really kind of put themselves behind the 8 ball with those 2 back-to-back penalties. But after that, they ran some nice plays. and hopefully they'll get an opportunity to see if they can punch one in the end zone.
So the Middies being undernumbered, able to make a nice stop there after the Redmen had some prime position following the fake punt. First down and 10 for Dracut. They're in the pistol formation. Pinn's going to keep it himself right up the middle, trying to follow his blockers, and then taken down at the 15. Excuse me, that was Andreas Boris on the carry. Boris taking the ball up to the 15-yard line. First and 10.
Well, that's the tough thing here, is that Dracut doesn't have exactly what you would call a second unit.
Here's Boris following his blocks once again. Spun down on the turf by Penna, who's had quite the night off the bench for this Redmond team. He's had a few sacks and a few tackle for losses. Getting down. Go ahead.
As you say, a couple of seniors who have not seen as much playing time this year up there on the defensive line, getting some terrific time here on senior night, and you know that they're just they're relishing this opportunity.
On our minute left here in this third quarter, Dracut ball, 2nd and 7 from their own 17. Sticking with the direct snaps to the right side. As I believe I was Boris on the carry once again. Tough to see from our viewpoint with those light blue Dracut numbers.
Those are very difficult numbers to see over there. But the number that I did see, once again, Isaiah Pena on the tackle. He is getting in on just about every play right now.
He's filling the role of Da Vinci Sidney very well here on senior night. Is Sidney known as one of those ferocious middle linemen for the Redmen that's wreaked havoc on a lot of the MVC quarterbacks. And they're going to call that the final play of the third quarter. And that's the end of the third quarter. The score, the Tewksbury Redmen 35 and the Dracut Middies 0. We played 3 quarters here at Doucette Stadium. The Redmen in control following the kickoff return touchdown. Sean Hurdle's second touchdown of the night. They're up 35-0, just 12 minutes away from an NVC2 league championship. More Redmen football on Tewksbury TV to come. Thank you for joining us back here at Doucette Stadium in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. Fourth quarter about to get underway between the Dracut Middies and the Tewksbury Redmen. The Redmen up 35-0 here in this MVC football action. Regular season winding down here. 3rd and 10 from their own 15. The Middies start the fourth quarter. They try some misdirection up the middle. Late flag coming in. Late flag on the play.
Brett Graham shaking his hand there. I don't know if he might have got stepped on. It looked like he injured his hand on the play.
I wasn't even sure what the referee just motioned there. That goes against the Redmen. Wasn't sure if he made a face mask signal there or something, but nevertheless, it's a 10-yard penalty against the Redmen and a fresh set of downs for the visitors.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was some type of a personal foul on that. It looked like it might have happened in the pile. Could have been a face mask.
The Middies get a fresh set of downs out of the Redmen penalty. 1st and 10 from their own 25. Gun formation for the Middies. It's Boris who takes the direct snap, piling his way forward, and is able to get the head down past the 30-yard line. Boris on the carry for the Middies. Brings them up to the 34-yard line, 2nd down. Middies go quickly back up to the line of scrimmage. They'll stick with their bread and butter run play to Boris right up the middle, who goes hard into the Redmond sideline. Middies trying to switch up things here in this 4th quarter play, giving some more touches to the sophomore Andre Boris.
Very different look with this offense, where you've got more of a wildcat, more of a running attack.
Because I don't believe that we've seen Jacob Pin here in these last couple of plays for the Middies. It's mostly been Boris and then Arsenal to his left or right. 3rd and 3 from the 33. Botch snap, ball on the turf. It's still moving around, and it looks like the Redmen have it, and they do. Redmen fumble is recovered by number 70, Marco Liu. Redmen will take over in Dracut territory at the 26-yard line. I think the Redmen fans have something that brought them to the feet here in the second half. Marco Liu, who's been kind of in and out of football during high school, able to recover the fumble at the bottom of the pile there. Nice little moment there for number 70.
Absolutely. Great play there for the senior. And a terrific play for the Tewksbury defense. Yeah, it's 35-0, but this defensive unit, they want to put a shutout up there. They absolutely want to keep that as 0 for Dracut.
So Kearney will return to the field for the Redmen offense. Starting once again in Dracut territory. Tyler Barnes wrapped up right at his waist there by number 32, Robert Trong. Number 32, Robert Trong in the tackle for the Middies. 2nd down. That's something that got these Redmond fans a little bit hyped during this blowout. A fumble recovery made by number 70, Marco Liu, the younger brother of most of the Redmond fans know, Kaluo Liu, who had such a dominant performance here as a member of the Tewksbury football team as a running back. A little bit of a botch snap. Kearney's able to scoop it up, running out to the left side, getting off a few tackles. Kearney able to stay on his feet. Some quick thinking there from the sophomore after the botch snap. Gets the Redmen a 1st down. Number 2, Cam Kearney sticks with the play for the Redmen, gets himself a 1st down.
Nice job by the youngster, hanging on to the ball. He didn't lose his head, bobbled it a little bit, thought on his feet real quick, and made something out of nothing, and got them some positive yardage on the play.
And that's something BA likes to see out of his youngsters, able to keep composed, not frantically running all over the place when something goes wrong. And good composure there by Kearney to stick with the play.
And not to be repetitive, but again, that's why these snaps are so important for the youngster.
Pitch play at the right side. It is number 12, Ryan Fleming. And that push, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Redmond. It's Ryan Fleming. Number 12, Ryan Fleming getting the carry for the Redmond. He's into the end zone for a Tewksbury touchdown. Ryan Fleming, the younger brother of Danny Fleming, getting his first high school football touchdown on that run.
That's two different players getting their first high school touchdown. two juniors, and also the fifth different player to score for the Redmen tonight.
Most of the people watching this game right now thinking there's another Fleming behind Danny. Cody Legrand on for the extra point. That is good. And with 6 minutes and change to go here in the fourth quarter, the Redmen leading 42-0 over the Dracut Middies.
You know, another positive aspect to giving the second unit, third unit some snaps here, it gives Coach Ilward a look at some of these backups in real live game situations, because as we move forward, whether we're talking about the playoffs, whether we're talking about Thanksgiving Day, whether we're talking about, he may have a need, there may be an injury, there may be a situation where he's got to call on somebody, and this has given him a look at maybe some guys who haven't gotten a lot of game time before, but maybe he's going to have, you know, a bit more confidence in some of these guys to bring them into certain game situations.
A good amount of the youngsters getting some PT here under the lights in front of a big crowd against a conference opponent. As you said, got to bring some good confidence for the 25th year head coach. Ball teed up by Cody Legrand, who's going to send this ball down the sidelines, hoping it stays in. It does. Boris has to pick it up. He's running out to the middle now, running back towards his own end zone. And the Redmen able to follow that play nicely, taken down by Hunter Johnson. Number 3, Hunter Johnson on the tackle for the Redmen. Middies will take over inside their own 10.
He fielded that ball at about his 10-yard line, Boris, and gave up ground as he went to the left, and that was ill-advised. This is a very fast Redmond team, and they ran him down with some ferocity.
About 4 minutes left in this ball game. The Redmen on the verge of clinching another MVC2 league championship here in front of the home crowd. 1st and 10 for the Middies. Hand off to Boris, right up the gut, then spun down to the turf. That was number 58, Royce Bouquet on the tackle. Number 58, Royce Bouquet in on the tackle for the Redmen.
As you mentioned, those numbers, very tough to see. They are not viewer friendly.
Gain of 1 yard on the play for the Midi offense, brings them up to the 11. Pistol formation for Dracut. Gonna throw it over the middle, pass nearly intercepted by Hunter Johnson. He's gonna want that one back.
He is absolutely going to want that back, because there was nobody between him and the end zone. If he made a very nice play, cutting in front of Mitchell Cripps. Ball was in his hands, and if he catches it, he's gone. It's 6.
And that is number 4, Victor Azevedo Carduso, the senior at quarterback at the moment for the Middies, trying to command the offense to a first down. 3rd and 9 from their own 11. Azevedo Carduso getting it handed off, trying to bounce it to the outside, then swerving his way into the middle there.
Looks like that was Sanchez, Jaden Sanchez in the backfield.
So they are short of the first down marker. 2 minutes to go in this game. Guessing the Middies going to leave it all out here. Go for it on 4th down. So the Middies trying to get a few more plays in on offense, but they got to convert this 4th down. Hand off to the right side. It's an open room for Jaden Sanchez, who gets past the first down marker. Fresh set of downs for the Midi offense. But one of the Middies is slow to get back to their feet. Number 12, Samuel Andeglia. There's a little ginger there walking back to the huddle.
But he is a football player, and he does not want to come out. Oh, you got to give him credit for that. A 42-0 game, but he does not want to come out of this game.
A minute left here in this running clock. Midi's going to stick with the pistol formation. Hand off again this time. Sanchez getting the call again. Upended right at the 30-yard line. There's number 59, Jonah Bennett on the tackle. Number 59, Jonah Bennett on in the stop for the Redmen.
Looks like we probably have time for one more play here.
The clock winding down, 25 seconds to go. Like you said, the Midi's going to get one more play off. We'll stick with the pistol formation for Azevedo Carduso. We're going to let him throw the ball out here to the left side. Pass caught by number 9, Andreas Zizorez. And the clock will wind down. And that's the end of the ball game. Redmen win. The final score, the Tewksbury Redmen 42 and the Dracut Middies 0. And with the win, the Redmen officially clinched the MVC2 League Championship. Fans, thank you for joining us tonight at Doucette Stadium. The Redmen win this one by a final of 42-0. And a quick note, fans, before you leave, there is a concession stand found. There is a phone, found at the concession stand. Again, a phone has been found at the concession stand. Check your pockets if you're missing a phone. And one more announcement. The varsity cheerleaders will be competing on Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at TMHS. Come out and support the Tewksbury Memorial High School varsity cheerleading team. Again, thank you for joining us tonight at Doucette Stadium. Good night. So, Bill, this one is a final from Doucette Stadium. The Redmen controlling from start to finish. They walk out of here with a 42-0 win, and most importantly, an MVC2 league title.
You know, and in this era of Super Bowls and state championships, you know, a lot of folks may just kind of scoff a little bit at league titles, but I'm going to tell you something. One guy who does not scoff at league championships is Coach Brian Aylward. If you're an old school football person, these league championships mean something. There's something that no matter what happens from here on in, no matter what happens in the tournament, state championship, Super Bowl, they can't take this away from you. This is another notch, another year that's going to go up on one of the banners in the gymnasium for posterity. And so congratulations to Coach Aylward and his staff. They've put together another tremendous year this year and another championship for Tewksbury High School.
And I know one thing that Brian Aylward's going to be happy about is the defense won the turnover battle again. The 6th straight game that they've done that, and now it's the 6th straight win. The defense held the Middies to a goose egg tonight, and we'll keep referring back to that opening play. 87 yards. The Middies were just 3 yards away from taking a 7-0 lead potentially and taking the lead in this ball game. But this team really flipped it around. They ended up putting 42 points on the board and stopping the Middies, as I said, holding them to a goose egg. And I can't talk more about this defense. It's just been incredible to watch. And I'm guessing you're having as much fun as I am, Bill, with the amount of players that have produced so well this season for the Redmen.
Oh yeah, and you know, as we said, after that first big play, yeah, it would have been very easy to let that throw them off their game. It would have been very easy to just say, well, this is a team we figure we can beat. You know, it doesn't matter if they get a touchdown here. But the focus, the mental discipline of this defense, that they put that play behind them. They came up with a couple of big plays. There was an errant snap by Dracut, but Tewksbury took full advantage of it, made the interception, first of 2 by Flayhive, and then a boom, big play, big touchdown run by Arbogast, and they were off to the races. So yeah, the mental discipline, minimizing mistakes, not letting anything throw them off their game, just classic Tewksbury football.
So the Redmen with the win. They are now 6-1 in the season with one regular season to go. They'll be at the Andover Warriors next Friday night. One of the biggest tests of the season from this team, playing a D1 MVC school. For the Dracut Middies, they move to 0-6. They'll wrap up their regular season against the Lowell Red Raiders at Cawley Stadium next Friday night. For our entire... Oh, go ahead, Bill.
Well, I was just going to say that Andover offense is going to be something that is really going to test this defense. And they can attack through the air. They've got a good running game. They've got an excellent passing game. I had a chance to see them earlier this year. And this is going to put this defense to a test heading into the tournament. And so it's going to be an excellent tune-up moving forward for this team.
So our entire crew from Tewksbury TV, thank you for joining us from Doucette Stadium tonight. Alongside Bill Gilman, my name is Andrew Delpiane, signing off from Doucette. Have a good rest of your Friday night. Redmen win this one by a final of 42-0. They are now 6-1. Good night.